Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching. A big thank you to over 500 people who have subscribed to this channel. If you haven't already, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. If you will develop a marketable skill, chase that skill with a good work ethic, always go the extra mile, develop people and communication skills, you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish in this country. Uh, Very, very excited to have a wonderful young lady that I've known, pretty much all her life. My niece, it's my brother Tom and Melody's daughter, Allison Law, and she's going to tell her story about coming up through and where she's, working as within one of the coolest parks in the state of Oregon. So welcome, Allie, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you have going on.
Yeah, you forgot to mention that I'm your favorite niece, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
just wanted to mention that.
I like to say you're one of my 9 favorite, honey, but it's okay.
Oh, right, right.
I don't even
Yeah.
have that, we
So,
don't have that many nieces, but go ahead.
yeah, I'm Allie, and I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, and about 5.5 years ago, I moved out to the state of Oregon, and I've just always wanted to be living out west and basically in closer proximity to everything that the West has to offer recreationally, as far as the forests and the ocean and the mountains. And so I'm currently located in Portland, Oregon. And I recently transitioned into a career change. I was working in the field of occupational therapy for about 11 and a half years,
Mhm.
and I think it's a great profession. I have other passions and interests, so I decided to pursue graduate school in environmental science. So I started an online program through Montana State University in 2020, and I've got one more year to go.
Mhm.
And recently transitioned into a position with Oregon State Parks. I'm doing a ranger assistant position, and I've been enjoying just gaining some experience with natural resource management and park operations and park maintenance, and just basically seeing how it all plays out.
Mhm.
Um, Doing a lot of visitor service information, and I've been there for about a month now. So yeah, just entry level position, just trying to get my feet wet and get some experience, and it's been it's been good so far.
Good,
Learning a
good.
lot.
Well,
Hmm.
and as you know, you have to start somewhere, Allie.
Hmm.
And I know you've only been there for a month, but has there been any kind of unusual, wildlife that's really impressed you, you've seen so far, or are you just too new to the process there?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few different types of birds, and that's been really interesting. I downloaded a identification app, so I've honestly learned more about birds in the last month than I have my whole life. And that there's a lot of deer. I know there's bobcats. One visitor said they saw a cougar
Mm.
one day just cross the road near the campground. And what else? There's several different types of owls, and actually a Steller's jay got caught in one of the facilities one day. So that was took up about half an hour of my day just trying to get the Steller's jay out of the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Now,
that was interesting.
what's that bird called?
A Steller's jay. So
Okay.
it has kind of a really obnoxious kind of like squawking sound that it makes.
Yeah.
And it was not happy.
Is it like a blue jay type thing, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Has a really pretty like royal blue color.
Sure, sure. And how
Hmm.
much of an impact, Allie, because as I said, you're the daughter of my brother Tom and my sister-in-law Melody. What kind of impact have they had on your, upbringing and that type of thing as far as your life's concerned?
Sure. I I used to play outside a lot, and honestly, at the time growing up, they had some rules about just limitations with screen time and TV time, and also we weren't allowed to have different types of like video games. And at the time, it sort of frustrated me, but I'm actually really grateful that they
Hmm.
set those expectations, because it caused me to play outside more. I think it really cultivated an imagination, and I was laid up in the woods and got exposure to different animals in Western Pennsylvania. And that, in addition to playing a lot of different sports, I think it just led to a more healthy lifestyle and just like an overall greater appreciation of the outdoors and being a better steward of
Sure, sure.
our environment.
Well, and you were quite an athlete too, Allie. You how many points did you end up in as far as basketball? Because I know you went over 1,000.
Yeah, I went over 1,000. I don't remember what the total was
Hmm. Yeah,
off
but
the top of my head. That seems like
it's
a
been a
lifetime
while.
ago.
That's
It's
okay.
been a
Well,
minute.
you
Yeah.
hit the thousand point plus club, so that's always very impressive.
Yeah.
What now? Let me ask you this, and I always like to go back to kind of the sports background. You talked about being
Mhm.
outside and everything. How do you think sports affected your kind of worldview, and as far as helping you out as far as mentally, physically, emotionally, when you have to
Mhm.
push yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's taught me a lot of different skills as far as like time management, discipline,
Hmm.
and in addition to that, just cultivating a healthy lifestyle, setting goals as far as physical fitness,
Hmm.
and also I think just working together with a team, and all the skills that come along with that, good communication, and um, I just think that it's really a positive thing on many levels to be involved in athletics.
Sure, sure. And how about we would be remiss here if we didn't mention your wonderful sister Carrie and Devin and Devin's husband Daryl.
Mm.
What do you have to say as far as they're concerned?
As far as like their sports background
Just
or
well, just the impact they've had on you and your life.
oh, yeah. I think they've all been excellent role models. I'm the youngest of 3 daughters, and
Mhm.
then as you mentioned, my brother-in-law, and they they're just excellent people to go to as far as advice, good voice of reason. They're all very level-headed. They've all had a lot of different life experiences that I really value and respect all of them. So super grateful to call them family, and it is tough sometimes living on the other side of the country, but thanks to technology, we can keep in touch and keep up with each other's lives. So I really have appreciated that, especially just being away for 5 years.
Mhm. Sure. And what advice that I kind of gear this uh, playing a forward coaching channel to teens and young adults. What advice would you
Hmm.
give to them, Allie, regarding their life, their career, that type of thing?
Hmm. Yeah, I think that setting goals is really important, and to if there's something that they feel really passionate about, I think that that's an indicator to explore that further as far as certain interests and exploring different career paths, and just really working on those goals, and also um, things that you're passionate about, and really pursuing that, not being afraid to take that step forward out
Mhm.
of your comfort zone, and not becoming complacent. And I know sometimes it can seem really intimidating. I know for me, just moving to Oregon and totally changing careers is it was definitely a stretch for me, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't regret it. So if younger people just to really lean into the things that sort of set your soul on fire, and that you're really interested in.
Sure.
And I think tying into that, just getting involved in sports, it really is a great way to meet people, meet
Mhm.
like-minded people that have similar interests, and also they want to be just more physically fit and work on their wellness, and that's really positive, not just physically but mentally, emotionally.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just think that that can be a really excellent way to plug into community and get to know people that are, like-minded.
Sure, sure. And what are some of your goals going forward as far as what you'd like to do as far as the
Mhm.
some of the beautiful parks out there in Oregon?
Yeah, I've got I think I mentioned before that I have a year left of grad school, so
Mhm.
I wanna finish strong with grad school, and I would also there's just so many different avenues in environmental science to pursue, and that's one thing that I really like about it, and it's just lifelong learning.
Mhm.
So, I would like to gain some more exposure in some different facets of environmental science, like, for example, the natural resources, or I'm also really interested in geographic information systems, which has to do with a lot of mapping and, um, really advanced technology. And also another goal that I have is to acquire my drone certification. So that's I think it's called Part 107, and you
Mhm.
get that through the FAA,
Okay.
and maybe try to incorporate that into my career as well.
Sure, sure. Well, the
Yes.
more skill set you can bring, obviously the better.
Mhm.
Will you be able to hang around for a little bit when we get finished here, Ellie?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Anything you'd like to say to your mom and dad? Because I know they'll be checking this out as well as your sisters. Any commentary there?
Oh, just that I miss them, and hopefully I can come back to visit this fall, and it would
Mhm.
be great if we could all get together and have a
Sure.
little family reunion.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that would
Right.
certainly be wonderful. I just figured you'd have something as far as because your mom and dad together are they're pretty funny. They really
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
together.
I was actually talking about them the other day with some friends and just sharing how snarky and funny they are, and individually, but then 2 of them together,
Mhm.
they're quite a duo, we'll just say that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And well, Ellie, this has been wonderful. Please hang for a minute while once we
Mhm.
conclude here. So appreciate all your time and looking forward to talking to you again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks.